and this whole idea of goal setting, because I think if you can sort of say where you want to get to in, say, a year's time, 2 years time, 3 years time, and then almost reverse engineer and say, look, these are the steps I need to achieve to get to that position. But also I think when you're coming up to your reviews with your boss, then you can say, if you have these clear goals, you can say, well, I did everything you asked of me. Why didn't I get the pay rise, or why didn't I get the promotion? I think it's a way of putting things down on paper and clearly saying, look, this is what I need to do. I mean, what do you think, Robin?
Yeah, I mean, goal setting is massively important. I liken it to jumping into. Imagine if you jumped in your car every day and just drove randomly, right? And you ended up somewhere, and you're either going to be disappointed with where you ended up, or you're going to be like, oh, this is a nice surprise, isn't it? So, but you're going to get this like flip-flopping around between it being a good thing and a bad thing. Whereas, the first thing normally you do when you get into a car, if you don't know, or if you know the destination, you'll punch the postcode into your sat nav, and then it'll work out the most optimal route for you. And that is a very simple process. That objective setting and the key results are the milestones along the way that you need to achieve. Is helpful. It's not just for business owners or people in jobs. It can help you in any aspect of your life. If you have a specific, and that destination could change, you could be en route to it and you could decide, actually, I've decided that's not the right route. I'm going to go off over here. And then you can, reverse engineer that route, but it lays down the most optimal path to get there. And so, if you're in a career and you know that there are certain things that you've got to do, for example, my wife's a lawyer. We've helped to go from, a newly qualified lawyer through to becoming an associate, to becoming a partner, to becoming a, exec partner. There were certain things that she had to do along the way, milestones she had to achieve in order to get those roles. And she had to evidence it. She had to produce a business plan to say that she'd achieved those things, which her bosses can see and they've taken note of, and then give her the promotion. So anybody, if you're just blindly turning up to your job every day and just doing stuff, that's like jumping into your car and driving randomly for an hour or 8 hours in a certain direction, then scratching your head going, well, why wasn't that fulfilling, and why don't I like the destination?
And also, I think, following on from that, I think, say if things don't work out at your current employer and you've had these goals and you've worked towards them and you've hit them, then actually when you're going to interview somewhere else, then you can actually tell these people, look, I had the goal of hitting, I don't know, 100,000 in sales or whatever it is, and I achieved it. And these are the clients that I've worked with. Then, you can always take that elsewhere. So I think that, that's such a great point you've made.